Hello and welcome to the co-stream, dual stream of Trial TV Live and Joe Schmo. I am the Squeegee of Justice alongside my good friend Joe Schmo. We are recapping today's final day of Arizona versus Lori Daybell, the chosen one, Esquire, courtroom insider recap with Joe. Verdict, and more verdict. Joe,
And
how you feeling?
man, I am exhausted.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, emotionally. I am exhausted, and I cannot imagine how the families and the victims feel about this.
Well, we saw a press conference. So our plan tonight is to have Joe kind of talk to us about everything that he saw inside the courtroom, outside the courtroom, and then we will play the verdict as it was read. So in case you guys missed it, no spoilers here, but. And then we'll show a press conference afterwards, and Joe will tell us all about his vantage point and all of that. But before we do get started, I just want to welcome people in. Let Meg saying hello. Good to see you, Meg. Who's with us tonight? Let's see. We've got some straddlers. I know. I think Pammy's straddling. Pammy's straddling. I think Baca. I saw Baca straddling. Ruby straddling. That sounds like a rock and roll guitar player.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Let's see who is with us. Tennis Girl. Tennis Girl was first in chat. We were talking tennis. Imagine that. Tennis Girl and I were talking tennis. Frizzle. Nice meeting you this week, Joe. Awesome.
Oh, Frizzle. All right. Frizzle, I don't know you by the name Frizzle. So you're going to have to tell me who Frizzle is.
Meg, I missed it. So great to be here. Oh, good. Florida PI Sam. Awesome. Danny is with us. Puzzle Pieces. Love Always is with us. Good to see you guys. 13th Juror. Northwest. Northwest already dropped the spoiler, so don't read Northwest's post. Noreen is saying
well, if that is the first time that spoiled it for you, then
you're in the wrong place.
You just came out from under a rock, probably.
Super Kelly G. Hey y'all, I'm here for the Gory Lori info. Nice. Widespread Panic made it. Awesome. Susie's with us. True Crime Junkie is with us as well. AJ and Forrest, one of your fantastic mods, Forrest. Yes. Hello from both chats. Looks like Florida PI Sam is a straddling. After 5 hours, Northwest, you get to spoil it. That's right. There has to be a term limit there. A time limit, I should say. Camilla joining us. She joined today because it's not dinner time in California. Yeah, we went early today because it was a quick verdict, right? It was 15 minutes of deliberation yesterday and half hour today, right? They started at 10 and they were done by 10:30.
I wouldn't even say half an hour because they reported to the jury room by 10:05 to 10:07. Like they were walking through the waiting area at 10:05, which means they didn't get like seated in the room until 10:07. Mm-hmm. And then people were reporting a verdict by 10:25. Oh, wow. So that's 18 minutes. So I'm saying their actual deliberation time was 0. Wow. All they did was they took a vote and they sent it to the judge. The judge reviewed it and judge said, all right, we have a verdict. I mean, I don't even think they deliberated. They took a vote and 12 out of 12 said guilty. So let's get this over with.
Wow. Tennis Girl, thank you for becoming a new member. Appreciate that, as always. Let's get to a question before we show the verdict. Joe Baca asks, are you returning home now? If you can divulge.
Yeah, I can. I will be packing up my stuff here over the next couple of days, and it's going to take at least a couple of days. And I'm going to be doing a Sunday brunch with some of my friends that I met here in the area on Sunday.
Nice.
And
Any
I'll be
recaps
cooking.
over the weekend? Any recaps or streams that we can watch?
I probably want to do a document dive into her handwritten motions that she filed on the 9th on Monday.
Okay.
Because there is some crazy stuff that goes on there. And then first thing this morning, Judge Bareski, we saw Judge Bareski's ruling yesterday where he denied one of those. And I did a live on it this morning, just sitting on the courthouse steps, because she asked for relief from the Maricopa County Supreme Court, which doesn't exist, and from the Maricopa County Court of Appeals, which doesn't exist. So, I mean, she's a piece of work. Lawyer Lori at it again.
Yeah. As always. So how was let's talk about inside, or actually let's go outside the courtroom today. What was the vibe outside the courtroom as you got there?
So we went down early, like early, because we thought maybe there would be a whole bunch of public and there would be a whole bunch of press, and there wasn't. But I'm always up at 4 a.m. anyway, so why not go down to the courthouse and work on some projects from the courthouse steps? But
sure.
Tosh was there, who was a juror from the last trial, and this is like 2 or 3 mornings in a row that she has come down and hung out with us on the steps before trial to get in and watch what's going on. So that was really cool. Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah. She's so down to earth. She's so approachable. She has just such a good nature about her that, I mean, you love her from like the minute that you meet her in person. Obviously, when we saw those interviews after the last guilty verdict, she gave my favorite interviews, and I said it at the time. She's very thoughtful. She's very, she's well spoken, and she thinks about what she is going to say before she actually says it, before it comes out of her mouth. But getting to know her even on more of a personal level was cool too. She's just like that person that you can't not like.
Yeah, and she is. I was going to say she's a verified, certified law nerd now. Northwest says.
Right, yeah, right, exactly. And we did sit down and talk after the press conference, after Brandon Boudreaux's press conference. We sat down on the same bench and we did talk a little bit, for a small length of time, and discuss things like how crazy this case is, how crazy both cases are, and how crazy Lori is.
Right.
But she agreed to come on my channel in the near future at some point in time. She has my number, and when she's ready, she'll give me a text and we'll set up an interview on my channel.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so excited for you. That's really cool. Yeah, definitely let us know.
Absolutely. Dizzy will be in charge of promotion and production.
Good. Okay, so kind of quiet outside, which is interesting because Verdict Watch. Well, maybe they showed up later. Well, let's go in. You going inside? Obviously, you were there early. You were let in at, when did you get in? Like, because they're supposed. Judge Bresky said 10 o'clock. So, do you guys get in there like quarter till? Like, how early do you guys get in?
So getting in the courthouse itself is a different story. The courthouse doors open exactly at 7:30. Like they must be synced to a computer somewhere, because if you look at your phone and it says 10:29 and you go try the door, it's locked. If you look at your phone, it says 10:30, you go try the door, it's unlocked. Like within 5 seconds of it changing on your phone. So, so you go in, go through security, go upstairs. There's a waiting area outside of the courtroom, 5D. And the first 2 rows are for media. The second 2 rows are for public. And then there's 3 standing room only rows behind that. And so within like probably an hour, by like 8:30, all the public seating that was sitting down, so 20 public seats, had been filled up. And then a few standing room only filled in like before we got let in. So they don't let you in the courtroom before there's a verdict. So we're all sitting outside in that waiting area waiting for news, and everybody's speculating. We'll probably have something before lunch, right? Yeah, we probably will, and maybe we'll go, like in the last trial, we'll go a little bit after lunch. We were not expecting, so like 10:27-ish, I see Nate Eaton run for his laptop, and he scurries back over to somebody by the elevators, and he scurries back over to where he was before. And I'm like, Nate knows something.
Yeah,
And
for
then,
sure.
yeah. And then I'm like, 10:30, everybody, like, the buzz goes around, verdict is in. So the jurors had gone through at 10:05, and we all knew they had gone in at 10:05. So we were kind of like getting settled in. We were not, I don't think anybody was expecting that fast of a turnaround.
No.
So the energy level just changes, and it's not panic, but it's like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do now? And I was kind of like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now?
Right.
Like, I was prepared to sit there for a few hours, maybe up till lunch, and then maybe come down a little bit after lunch, like the last one. No, we did not get that.
Right.
Oh, Pammy, thank you.
Pammy dropping the $9.99. She wants to buy you a grande size cold beverage of your choice to celebrate your efforts and commitment. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you, Pammy. That's so sweet.
Oh, did you get a chance?
That.
Sorry, did you get a chance to go to? Was that La I can't. My accent is terrible.
Los Favoritos? No,
Los
that's
Favoritos.
this weekend.
Okay.
That will probably be Saturday afternoon trip, and that will probably be an impromptu live. I'll just like open up YouTube and hit go live.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that's those are the best. That's so cool. Okay, so Nate, so Nate was the only one that you saw running around? Like, did he have insider information, or were there other people?
Yeah, because we didn't. So I'm on the official media email list now. So somebody got word about a guilty verdict at 10:25, and I don't know how they got it, but the official public information officer email did not come out until 10:36.
Oh wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah. It's a huge difference. It's a huge difference, because all of a sudden they're ushering us in the courtroom like almost exactly about that time. So obviously we knew about the guilty verdict before the public information officer ever sent out emails about it. So word was coming out from somewhere,
right?
And I don't know where.
Hold on, I'm trying to. Okay, I'll send my. Hold on, I'm trying to pull this clip up here. Uh-oh, what's wrong? Aaron, could you pull up Northwest's latest? I can't for some reason. I'm having trouble. StreamYard. Oh, for those that don't know, there was a DDoS attack and like everything went down. StreamYard farted out. There it is. Northwest. Nate read clerk's lips telling guard. So StreamYard went down, right? You had problems with StreamYard. Was that you that had problems with? Yeah, you had problems with StreamYard too, right?
I couldn't. I will call it technical difficulties going live for the press conference, but luckily there were like 400 other cameras there that captured it. Uh-oh. Where'd we go? Squeegee, you got sucked into the portal. I'm stuck in the portal? Uh-oh.
It's StreamYard, right? StreamYard, it's going to be a wonky one. Hold on, guys. It is going to be a bumpy ride tonight. So there was an attack, some kind of attack, like everything just went offline, including StreamYard, as you just saw. We're still experiencing, we weren't having problems, but you had Dizzy had set up something for you at lunchtime. No, wait, not at lunchtime, afterwards and after stream. And we were going to go to it. And then all of a sudden it said this video isn't available. So you were having issues.
It said there was no reliable upstream source or something weird. It's like a really weird message that I got when I tried clicking on it.
Yeah.
So then I went just straight to YouTube and I did a live, and it recorded like a couple of minutes, and then I got confused and I'm like, I need to start a new live for the actual press conference. So I backed out of that, and that was like a huge mistake. I should have just kept rolling. And then I would have had the entire press conference. But alas, it did not happen this time. lesson learned. Just keep rolling with it. Just let it roll, and somebody can like edit it out later if you don't want to see some stuff. But
it's always good to get that raw footage. Absolutely, get the raw footage as best as you can. Oh, Kenneth, there's Kenneth. Kenneth, thank you so much. I know there was some weirdness the other day with, but we talked about it via email. So thank you. I just want to give a shout out. Ken was very generous in his donations the other day. So please chat. Please give Kenneth extra love and support, because he did some things that maybe he didn't mean to, but YouTube is being YouTube. So that's all I can say about that. So Kenneth, did the deliberation instructions probably yesterday? I missed it. Yes, the instructions were yesterday. Not include an instruction I've heard in other trials stating that a jury should not take a quick vote, or wasn't that stated? Yeah.
That was not. Nope. That was not part of the jury instructions.
Yeah. That was not. Have you heard that before? I'm trying to think. I
don't remember watching a trial that had those instructions. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but on the other hand, in this case, I mean, we're going to sit back and twiddle our thumbs for an hour before we take another vote. I mean,
right. Well, it's really funny because a lot of people say, "Oh, the jury's going to wait for at least lunch. They're going to, at least drag it out for lunchtime." Nope. These guys came in, boom. How were they dressed? How was the jury dressed compared to the rest of the other 4 or 5 days?
So for the most part, they were normal, except for juror number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Juror number 6 wore a shirt and tie today.
Okay.
And I honestly think that he expected to be interviewed by the media afterwards. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one that was constantly, him and juror number 9 were constantly looking into the gallery. Mm-hmm. He's one of the 3 jurors that met 4. Okay. I have to keep revising my numbers. One of the 4 jurors that made eye contact with me at one point in time or another. They were all in the back row. Front row was seated lower, so they probably would have a harder time making eye contact with me. But 5 and 6 and 8 and 9 made eye contact with me at one point in time or another. But he was dressed in a burgundy shirt and like a dark color tie today, which was way out of the norm for him.
Mm-hmm.
Juror number 5, who I had predicted who I would have voted to be the jury foreman. He's the one that was always taking notes. Mm-hmm. He wore a tie-dye shirt today.
Yep. Jeez. Wow.
Yeah.
That's courtroom appropriate. If Jerry Garcia was being tried, or was the judge?
You have tie-dye right next to burgundy shirt, burgundy dress shirt, and dark tie.
That's really funny. Yeah. Super Kelly G. Number 6 was waiting for his COSA, Mr. DeMille.
Right.
That's really funny. Care Bear, we see you. How are you doing? Camilla asks, do you wonder jurors can tell if it's a high-profile case just because of media presence?
So what I learned today from Tosh is that they are told that it's a high-profile case at the very beginning of it. Like before they even see Judge Boreski, or maybe on their initial meeting with Judge Boreski. I don't think it's with him. I think it's the courtroom assistant that tells them this is a high-profile case. Mm-hmm. So it's not a surprise to them, but coming out that very first time and seeing the throng of public and media there in that waiting room that you have to like walk past, you have to march past like a parade. Yeah, probably has to be a little bit impactful.
Yeah, I think so as well. And interesting captures, Laura, $5. Thank you for that. Great job, guys. I thought, okay, so once you're in the courtroom and when you left, okay, so coming in, there wasn't much media presence. In the courtroom, it started, did the press show up in the courtroom?
Nope.
So then once you left, I'm sorry, go ahead. In the courtroom, not much of a presence.
No, it was almost the exact same as throughout most of the trial, where there's only like a handful of media actually in the courtroom. So as me, and I don't know who the guy that sits to the right of Nate is. I mean, he's like a really shy kind of person. So if I see him again, like at the sentencing, I'll probably like ask a little bit more about him and get to know him a little bit better. But he's really quiet and he just sits off to himself, and he's doing some kind of reporting work for somebody. I don't know who, but and it's Nate. And then Gigi was off to my left a couple of seats, and on the other side is Lauren and her producer and 3 or 4 other media. So, but it was the same today, this morning, as it has been like throughout most of the trial. And the public did not fill in either. Like there were probably a good dozen, maybe 10 empty seats for the public. Like 10 more people could have gotten in.
And then when you left, I'm assuming then the call had gone out and there were media then for the press conference.
Yeah, there's a media staging area that's right there across from the doors where we all sit and wait in the morning, and where we go in at 7:30 exactly in the morning. But that concrete gets hot.
Yeah.
Like I went, so one of my technical difficulties was I went back to record live, and on my phone, it said Joe Schmo is live, but I wasn't live. So I actually had my phone set up and I was recording the press conference, but I wasn't recording the press conference. My phone lied to me. Like it lied to me. But so that means I sat there on that baking hot concrete. And I mean, that concrete was probably close to 200 degrees.
Wow.
And other people were too. And the sun is so bright, you have trouble seeing your screen on your phone, which may be one of the mess ups of why I thought I was live and I wasn't. But the sun is so bright. Gigi was next to me. She's having trouble seeing her phone. She like sticks it under my umbrella, but because it's a white umbrella, more light gets through. So it doesn't really cast a great shadow. I mean, I got that umbrella. I learned that lesson from last time because my phone overheated last time. So I'm like, I'm going to get a little tiny umbrella and put it over there. I don't want to get a black one because black umbrellas attract heat, right? Black like captures heat.
Absolutely. Absorbs. Yeah.
So absorbs heat, right? So I got a white one, but a white one lets too much sunlight through it. So I'll probably go with I'm going to do some research. I'll find the next one, but I mean, we're going to have sentencing and that's it for her. So.
Yeah. Maybe like a silver one or a two, like the top would be white, bottom would be black or something like that. Yeah.
A two-tone. Yep.
Two-tone. Exactly. So widespread, we'll get to this because I want to show the verdict, but the question is, Lori looked kind of angry with the verdict. What did you see? So I don't want you to answer that yet. But I wanted to pull that up, widespread, because I think it's time to play the verdict. What do you think?
Yep, sounds good.
All right, so we'll get back to that, widespread. We'll get back to that. All right, I think I'm queued up here. Let me present. All right.
We're on the record. The parties present, the jury's not present. We were informed about a half hour ago that the jury reached a verdict. We'll go ahead and bring in the jury.
So that's Brandon and his wife, Jenny. She's whispering up a storm. No one ever taught Lori to whisper. Yeah, she whispers like, "Hey, what do you think's going on?" That's her whisper. That's her whisper voice. That's her. Oh, there. I think she just turned off the mic. She's figured out how to turn off the mic.
After how many weeks of how many trials?
Right.
I think that may be the first time I've ever seen her like proactively reach out and touch that button.
Right.
All right, for the jury.
So Kay is there. We see Kay, Brandon, and his wife.
Yep. Megan is there.
All right, the jury is present. Everyone can be seated. Do we have a foreperson? Has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes.
Will you hand the verdict to my courtroom assistant?
She seems pretty relaxed.
She does. She's really relaxed.
All right, the clerk will read and record the verdict.
In the Superior Court of the State of Arizona, in and for the County of Maricopa, State of Arizona versus Lori Daybell, CR 2022-001242-001. Verdict count 1. We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn in the above entitled action upon our oaths, do find the defendant, Lori Daybell, as to the crime of count 1, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder occurring on or about October 2nd, 2019, as follows. Guilty. Signed, foreperson. Are these your true verdicts, so say you one and all?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, on the court's own motion, I'll ask the clerk to poll the jury.
Juror number 1, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 2, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 4, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 5, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 6, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 8, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 9, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 11, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 12, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 13, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 14, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 15, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
All right, members of the jury, I'm going to excuse you at this time. I have one more legal issue I need to resolve before you can be released from the admonition. So please just hang tight in the jury room for what's hopefully a few minutes, and then we will let you know if we need your further service. So please retire to the jury room, and please, the admonition still applies.
All right, I'll play more of that, but juror 14 sounded pretty meek, right? Is this your verdict? Yeah, right. It seemed meek. It sounded meek.
Yeah. People are reading a whole lot into the level of response in these, and I can't get into that because different people have different reactions to having to speak in public. Like, speaking in public is the greatest fear in our society. Like, speaking in public is a greater fear than dying. Like, this is a psychological fact in our society, or a societal fact, whatever. So I don't put a whole lot of weight in how strong or how weak the jurors' responses were. That's just me personally. Other people are welcome to analyze them to their heart's content. I just I know if I'm in that spot, and all of a sudden, and I've been able to sit there quietly in my jury box and not say anything and just take notes, and then go to the jury room and write out guilty on a piece of paper and hand it in, and then I come out, and then the judge says, we're going to poll the jury and you're going to have to speak out loud for all of the world to hear. I mean, that might cause you to speak meeker, maybe.
Right. Kenneth asks, which one was the foreperson?
I don't know. It sounded like a dude, right? But I was blocked from seeing which exactly one that was. I think it may have been the bald guy with the goatee. That was like 10, 11, 12. I think that may have been juror 12. May have been the foreperson. It definitely wasn't juror number 5.
Right. Gotcha. And Florida PI Sam said, because we're like, Lori looks really relaxed, and rightfully so, because she has really nothing to lose. Because I mean, who cares if she's found guilty? Who cares? It's just piling on and on and on. There's really no, again, there's really not much,
Right.
Good.
And Brandon addresses that in his press conference.
He does. Yeah. His press conference was awesome. We'll play that in just a little bit. Yeah.
Awesome.
7 women, five men. It was 8 and 8. And then the male was let go right at the top. And then yesterday, the alternates were 2 male and 1 female. So that took us down to 7 female, 5 male.
Right.
All right. Let's
Jermaine.
continue.
Oh no, Jermaine, you didn't.
What? Oh.
Oh no, you didn't.
Oh, yes, I did. That's a good one. All right. So now we're going to get into the aggravation phase and what happens afterwards.
All right, to the jury.
All right. Please be seated. The jury is no longer present. And aggravation phase, we're prepared to proceed with. I'll ask the defendant. Yesterday, you indicated you didn't want to proceed with that and you would rather admit those aggravators. Is that still your desire?
I will still stipulate, Your Honor, even though I object to having an aggravator phase at all.
Okay, so the state has alleged this is a dangerous offense. Do you understand? And the state has also alleged that this particular crime that you've been found guilty of involved the use or of an accomplice. Is that the extent of the aggravators that you want to prove up?
To the jury, yes, that's all we were going to ask to do.
All right. So, Ms. Daybell, do you understand you have the right to have a jury decide whether or not those aggravators are proven beyond a reasonable doubt?
I do understand that.
And do you understand that by admitting those aggravators or stipulating to them that you'd be waiving your right to have a jury do that?
Correct.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you in any way to get you to waive that right to have a jury decide those 2 issues?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything to get you to waive that right to have a jury decide those 2 factors?
No.
Are you waiving those factors of your own free will?
Yes.
Yeah, her attitude
The court
is
finds
dripping.
and do you in fact stipulate that this was a dangerous offense?
I do stipulate to that fact.
And you also stipulate that this particular crime would have involved did involve the use of a presence or use of an accomplice?
I will stipulate to that fact as well.
The court finds those to be knowingly, voluntarily, intelligently entered into stipulation. The court will find that those do exist as a legal determination.
All right. So just to recap, so there was an aggravating factor phase, and Lori had already, I think in a pretrial, she wanted to have a hearing about that, and that got knocked down, right? That got denied. And then yesterday, Judge Boreski asked her if she was going to want to have it again, and she said she didn't. She was just stipulating, so he wanted to just confirm with her that what she said yesterday was still true today. Is that what you remember, Joe?
Yep, absolutely. And it's so interesting to me that she says, "I will stipulate to that fact."
Mm-hmm. And
she
her
doesn't say it. Yeah, her whole argument is, I don't agree with the aggravating factors at all, but you're forcing me into a corner. But then she says, I will stipulate to that fact. She didn't just say, I will stipulate to that aggravating factor. She says, I will stipulate to that fact. That's insightful to me.
Yeah. And it was a dangerous crime and use of an accomplice. That was those were the 2 factors.
Right.
Now let's see anything else to do. Okay, so let's continue on because now he goes into sentencing, I believe. Now we're going into the sentencing.
I'll order a pre-sentence report be prepared on both cases.
Can I waive a pre-sentence report and try to move up sentencing?
No, we're going to have one prepared.
No. Why is
You
she
just-
in such a hurry? Why is she in such a hurry to get out of Arizona?
Is it just too hot for her?
It was too hot for me.
Yeah.
It was too hot. It was too hot for Tosh. It was too hot for lots of people. It was too hot for Brandon to be up there with the microphones for more than like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
remember the first after the first trial and Kay was up there with the microphones, and then after like 10 minutes, they're like, it's really hot up here. We
Yeah.
need to wrap this up. Yeah.
Yeah.
They should like the court needs to provide like a canopy or something to
Mhm.
provide the people that come out and address the media after a high profile case. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, canopy with shade, like not standing out there on the baking hot. I swear to you, that concrete was 200 degrees today. Like you could
Right.
fry an egg on it. Like
Right.
you might dribble some water on it and evaporates immediately.
Wow.
I was drinking my water. I wasn't dribbling it on the sidewalk to see how fast it would evaporate.
Doing experiments in
Right.
between. Well, yeah, that's Northwest brings up a good point. I mean, prison is one thing, jail is a whole nother thing. So she's probably, Idaho probably is a nicer environment than being in a jail.
Well, what I learned through this trial is there are at least two different state prisons in Idaho that are completely different. Like Jody Hildebrandt is in one that is not a great prison to be in. The one that Lori got assigned to is a nicer prison to be in. This is what I heard through third hand. I haven't done any personal research on it, but I could see where that would happen. I mean, look at Richard Allen in the Delphi case, like being in Westville is like hell. And then he finally got transferred out of there after his conviction, and he's in a better place. I'm not saying he's in like, in Club Med or whatever, but he's in a better place than Westville right now, from what I understand. So different prisons, some are worse, some are better.
Sure. How far is it, like when you first come out of the courtroom before you get to the sun? Is there enough of an overhang where they could potentially have a press conference there, or is it like short,
No.
like where the shade would be?
Do you see? Can you see the
Oh, yeah. Here, let me
courthouse behind me?
Here, let me put. How do I?
My camera keeps wanting to follow me. No, stop following me.
There.
See, I go left. Oh, it follows me to the right. So there is an overhang there.
Yeah.
But the shade, there isn't a whole lot of shade there. Like you could not hold a press conference on the top step of the courthouse steps.
Okay.
So if you come walking from those doors that we see right now, straight down the steps, and you keep walking another 40 feet, 50 feet from the bottom of those steps, that's where the media staging area is. And that's all concrete all the way through. The only shaded area is underneath the overhang of the building behind us. So it would be where I'm looking right now. If you look that direction, like another 20 feet is where the media was. So if you look at my live that I did after the press conference, you can see the media all huddled up under the shade, under that overhang from the building next door. But you would have to either have an artificial shade creator, like a canopy, or off to, nope, let's go this way. Nope, let's go this way. Okay. Yeah, this way. Okay. Where I'm pointing now, about 40 feet down, 50 feet down is an overhead walkway. And that overhead walkway does have shade underneath it because it's like on the second floor. So there is a good like 25, 30 foot strip of shade right there. Where you could potentially hold a press conference right there and get people out. And it's been in the shade for a while. So if you put up a canopy at the beginning of the day, then it's going to keep the concrete cool. So you could do that, or you could go and move it down like 40 feet, 50 feet to the west.
Gotcha. All right, let me go back to this. All right, so now we get into sentencing.
Let me ask the state, as far as the state's presentation and how many people might speak at sentencing, do you have an estimated time?
Your Honor, 1 second.
So is this the victim's advocate that I know she talks to Brandon, but is the woman in black, is that the victim's right there?
Yeah. Yes, that's correct. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's her. She's really cool. She has been there at every single day of every single pretrial hearing and every single day of trial. And yes, she is responsible for coordinating with the victims and the families and the associated people and she's amazing. Like she does a really good job, and she does it very quietly, and probably doesn't get a lot of appreciation for it. She probably should get more appreciation for the job she does.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. So thank you. All right. And Brandon's like, but she comes back. Trina comes back to talk to him.
Right.
Your Honor, because we are sentencing both cases together at the same time, to be safe, if we could block off a couple hours, because there are obviously next of kin and victims from both cases. It
All
may
right.
be less than that, but I think to be safe, if we could do that.
All right, this courtroom is going to be taken over by Judge Myers in a week and a half, but he is out the whole week of July 28. So this courtroom would be vacant. We could use this courtroom.
Okay.
So I can do it pretty much any day.
Leslie asks, who is allowed to speak at sentencing? Ken Colby, even though he wasn't a witness? Joe?
So sentencing involves victim impact statements. So you would have to have some type of claim to being a victim of this crime that was committed and she was found guilty of. I honestly don't know that Colby would have that claim in this. But they do err on the side of caution, and they probably allow more people in than less people. So I don't know.
Yeah, so Brandon, because he was the victim, is the victim.
Maybe the children.
I was going to say the kids, but do you? I would leave that up to Brandon if he wants. Maybe his oldest, maybe the oldest one, maybe.
Right.
Because there's really nobody. And then for Charles, though, that would be Kay. She was impacted by that. Maybe Larry, because we didn't. Maybe if he wants to make the trip, because he was impacted by it.
Right.
Everybody else
is dead.
Everybody else, Jesus, right? It would be it'd probably be Kay. Brandon, he was talking to Charles. Oh, Adam was talking to him the day before or the day of. So maybe
I have a feeling that Adam wouldn't come into town just for a victim impact statement. No, just gut feel. No basis, no logical basis on that or basis of fact.
Right. I would think Kay would. I would think Kay would.
Absolutely, 100%. She is such a strong woman. Like when she walks into the victim's family room, she carries a presence about her that you don't see with a lot of people, like women or men. She has a presence about her that's really impressive, and you just notice it.
Right, Penny. That's a good point. So Charles's brother and then his sons, because they certainly were impacted. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I forgot. Totally forgot about his kids. Yeah. All right. So let's carry on here.
That week.
Second. I think that does it have to be within 30 days?
Your Honor, is that more than 30 days? Doesn't it have to be within 30 days?
It is more than 30 days.
I love that. So Lori's trying to it has to be after 30 days or within 30. No, it has to be more than 30 days. So she's trying to throw a law at the judge, and he's like, it is more than 30 days. I just love
yeah. He's like, I might know the law a little bit better than you do.
I mean, he's literally just looked at his calendar. He knows what sentencing guidelines or what the sentencing, time frame is. And he's like,
right.
It is more than 30 days. I thought that was brilliant. I love that.
Yep.
I said, it's like
So we're seeing this conversation with Brandon, but there's hot mic moments going on back there with
Yeah,
Lori.
I think because we do have people
Yeah.
flying in, they would prefer a Friday. I don't know if August 1st.
I can also do it Friday, July 25th.
I know that's close on a couple of their
Yeah, that's
schedules. Let me
definitely her
just
mic.
make sure
We're
that
definitely picking up her
flies
mic.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to.
Do you want me to pause it?
No, because I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it more carefully. I gotta have my headphones on.
Sure. So Trina just said people have to fly in. So
Your Honor, the 25th of July would also work.
Kay
All
just,
right. Does the
Kay just patted Brandon on the back. Did you catch that?
Yep.
Yeah, she
Yep.
just patted him on the back.
Yep.
So.
They were there for each other all through this.
Yeah.
And she showed up much more than she could have by any other metric. Just, show up once or twice, fly in on a Wednesday, stay for Thursday, Friday, fly back on a weekend. She was there much more than that in this to support him. It was
Right.
really touching. And then in his press conference, he mentioned how he has family, looking at her and Colby and his wife, obviously, but I'm conflicted about July 25th.
In what way?
That is the 1 year anniversary of when Charlie crossed the Rainbow Bridge.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oof,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. I mean, you get justice. So that's probably going to be an emotional day for me. I was going to do a tribute to him. I may not be able to do it that day, but I will do it the day after if I can do it that day.
remember the 1 year for our boys. That was brutal for me. So I hear you. I feel you, man.
Yeah.
So Debbie and KY says, I can hear. I heard that too. Is that like a trial? I heard that. And she also heard, I can object. So
She just throws stuff against the wall to see if it sticks.
I have heard, and in the Trevor, the Elisa Mathewson, the Trevor Summers, that was it that one? Yeah, that Trevor's lawyer objected when the kids came up. His lawyer objected because he's like, and he asked him, he said, did you write that or did your mom write that? Because the son was like 10 or 11 years old. So I did see that before. I did see a victim. And Florida PI Sam, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that his lawyer, Trevor's lawyer, objected when when their son came up and he gave his impact statement. I know how you feel about it. I know. But I'm pretty sure, wait, hold on. I'm pretty sure he objected. Only because he's like, did you write that or did somebody else write it? Are you going to give me the benefit of the doubt? All right. Thank you. All right. Irish Amy posted earlier about the kids might be still too young. We looked it up yesterday. I think the oldest is like 14-ish now because he was like 9 or he or she, well, whatever. That I'm not going to give gender away. The oldest was, I think, 9, and that was 6 years ago now. So we're thinking that they're probably 14. So that's not, I mean, that's old enough, but
yeah,
whatever. All right, let's carry on.
defendant want to be heard on a sentencing date?
Do I want to be heard?
On a sentencing date, yeah.
Do I want to speak on sentencing day?
No,
Is that what
I
you're
meant,
asking me?
Do you want to be heard on what
The
date?
timing?
What date I should set this for?
Yes, I would like it to be within 30 days if possible.
All right. The soonest available is July 25th. I'll set it from 9 a.m. to noon just to be safe on July 25th in this same courtroom. Anything else?
Can you do anything about the timing of me being transported after that?
Actually, I would like the county attorney and or the sheriff's office. I don't know if I need to make specific orders on the record regarding transferring back to Idaho. I don't know what the interstate agreement was on having her transported here.
It was immediately after, but I think they have up to 30 days to pick me up. That's why I wanted the sentencing to be moved up, because they still have 30 days after that.
Okay.
If there's something you can do about that.
I guess what I'm requesting from any party, either side or the sheriff's office, is what particular language people are looking for in order to accomplish that transfer.
I will reach out to our extraditions.
All right. All right. So we will be at recess. All right. Thank you.
Why didn't Lori reach out to her extraditions? Or is that her portal? Why can't she just portal back? Lori, don't you have an extraditions team? Come on.
Rachel says, so you're asking for favors from a judge you've been nasty to. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Ohio Palm Mom, maybe not the kid since mom is a co-conspirator.
Ooh, good point.
I was wondering if Melanie, I was going to bring that up. I wonder if Melanie's going to come in, and if so, who would she talk to? Who would she advocate for? Because Lori threw her under the bus left and right. Brandon, obviously, we know where he stands with her. I think, Lori, I'm sorry, Melanie's probably booking a flight to Vietnam right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have eyes on her for sure. So just to recap, the sentencing is going to be July 25th, which is a Friday, from 9 to 12, 9 in the morning, 12 noon, in the same courtroom. And then that's the 1 year anniversary for Charlie. So that's going to be tough. So I'm sorry. So, all right. Do you want to add anything that we did not see at this point from your vantage point? And then I'll go to the press conference afterwards.
No, I thought it was impactful to me when they were polling the jury, not pulling the jury. It was funny. The transcript said polling, P-U-L-L-I-N-G. Should we poll the jury? No, you should poll the jury. But anyway, juror number 9, who is the one that has been off and on distracted, off and on looking into the gallery, off and on looking at the families of the victims, off and on doodling in his book. Mm-hmm. When he was polled, he was very, very firm in his answer. Is that your verdict? Yes, it is. I mean, he was like, there was no waffling, there was no wavering, there was no doodling, there was no looking off to the side. He was very committal to that response. So that was impactful to me because, I've had an eye on him since the beginning because he's just so distracted by things, but he obviously, had what it took to get to where they needed to. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Debbie, look, post that from Debbie in Kentucky.
Oops. Sorry, widespread. Debbie, that juror 9 is likely auditory and can do things while listening.
I agree with that assessment. I believe that's the case with him. Like he's listening to the testimony. He's listening to the witness. He's listening to the defendant. He's listening to Trina K while he's looking somewhere else. I would say that's probably a good possibility. Yeah. I like that assessment.
I actually listen better when my eyes are closed because then that's all I focus on. Whereas when my eyes are open, I'm distracted looking at other things. But when my eyes are closed, I find myself, or I can get with that because, like if you're drawing or for me, it's like painting or drawing. If I'm writing, then I have to focus on what I'm writing about. But if I'm just painting or drawing, like you said, that guy was doodling, the one juror was doodling, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Northwest says I listen more than watch. Yeah. Pammy, same. I guess, it's not uncommon. I think when your eyes are closed, that's all, that's all you're focused on.
Yeah. And when I was making my juror observations, they were just that. They were intended to be objective observations. They weren't intended to be judgments about just because one juror acts one way and one juror acts another way, that one is better and one is not. They were not, judgment observations. They were I'm trying to be objective and just say, hey, I noticed he was doing this, and the other juror was doing that, and the other juror was doing that, and one juror was picking his nose.
That's just so wrong. A, that it happened. B, that you saw it. C, that you're telling us. B, that you did this twice now you've told us.
But I'm not divulging who it was. No names will be divulged.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate that. All right. All right, let's get to, I'm going to fast forward now to the presser.
Yep. Nice.
Okay. And I'm going to rewind just a little bit because I think we see you on the
Oh, no.
steps here. I think,
Oh, no.
Somebody said, is that Joe's butt? All right, hold on. Let's go. All right. All right, let me go. Sorry, guys. I'll just go here. All right. Oh, I think that is you. All right, hold on. Hold on. All right. I think that is you in the leftish, by the end of the steps there. Is that you in the dark pants and I guess kind of grayish top underneath that tree?
I can neither confirm nor deny those rumors.
Best not to. So that's why I was asking. Like, there seems to be a lot of shade and like on those top stairs there, and it's pretty big. But
they're pretty big is relative.
Yeah.
Maybe big enough for a press conference. Maybe, yeah. Something to consider.
And it seems very vast. Like it's not just those steps. It seems like it goes far to the left, and how much to the right.
Well,
like behind your head right now with your.
Oh, stop moving, camera. Stop. All right. I'm going to hold it still.
All right.
There we go. It wants to move. It's struggling with me.
Okay.
So that pillar that's to my left, no, that's my right.
Yeah, you're right. Our left
is probably 2 pillars down from where you're seeing up in your image right there. So there's probably 1 pillar in between, and then there's that pillar in my picture.
Gotcha. All right. And Penny asks, help us out. Is it bigger than Lori's ego?
Is it bigger than a bread box?
Hot shade. Yeah, that's true. Even though it's shady, it's still hot. Oh, paint yourself green, Joe.
I'll just take my green screen and put it over me like this.
All right. So this I picked up from East Idaho News, Nate. So I don't think. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think this is just when they're coming out. So you'll hear Nate talk. Maybe I'm not quite sure, but here we go.
Okay.
It's because I have the channel split and one channel.
Okay, here they come.
Too far.
Here they come.
Zoom in.
Should we kill this one?
Yeah,
Do it as backup. Kill it?
Yeah.
Okay.
For my I'm forgetting.
You're right. I prepared just a short statement that I wanted to share. Kay had something she wanted to share, and I want you guys to know that we stand united.
I got it now.
We're still family. We always will be, regardless of the things that happened. But go ahead, Kay. Share your thought.
Okay,
And I'll share mine.
we got it. Okay, for my brother Jerry, we got the bitch again. That's for you, Jerry.
My statement is as follows: 2,078 days. I'm humbled. I can't even imagine how many hours have been spent by law enforcement and prosecutors tirelessly working to uncover the truth. The truth is that hatred, selfishness, and greed almost led to the end of my life. 12 strangers verified that Lori must be held accountable. I have heard the question asked, why hold this trial? She already has multiple life sentences. My response is simple. We owe it to those who are victimized and choose to follow the law to uphold justice on their behalf. So many victims never get this day. So I thank the judge and the jury who willingly put their lives on hold to complete this process. I did not enjoy sitting and giving someone who tried to kill me the chance to question me, but I owed it to Charles, to Tylee, to JJ, and to Tammy to speak because I could. I don't know the statistics of how many people never get the chance because they were killed or because we can't find the people who committed the crime. But we as a society owe it to them to move forward with prosecuting those who commit violent crimes. I've chosen in my life to be and live as a man who believes in Jesus Christ and in God. So I view my life from this lens. I heard this in this trial about loving everyone. I support this cause. However, I do not believe that all the things that were said follow that. The Savior did say, many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. The beautiful part of this human experience is, as Isaiah said, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes. When we trust the Lord to do this with our lives, he can do wonders with us. I'd like to share two things that I have used in my life to help me move forward and create beauty from the ashes. The first is from Viktor Frankl. He taught there's a space in life between stimulus and response where we can choose and have freedom. It is okay to feel hatred, anger, passion, and a myriad of other feelings when life's stimulus are unexpected or unfair or both. But true freedom comes from mastering our ability to respond in our actions, independent of the stimulus, to choose who we will be and to act and not to be acted upon. Secondly, I believe every human being is a child of God and has immeasurable worth. Hating a person can be like a poison to our souls. It can take away our joy and our happiness. I believe we can have enmity towards someone's actions or choices while still forgiving them for our own selves, to have more room for love and happiness and joy. Truly living this principle is a process. It takes time. But as we apply these two principles, that of choice before response and forgiveness and love and valuing others as oneself, I believe that it makes our society better. So thank you for coming and supporting me in this, for all of you who have. And we're grateful today for those who let us have our due process. So thank you. It's a process. I will do my best. It's something that I believe if you give away your hatred to the Savior, I would tell you that there is more room for joy and love for your family, for your friends, for those who do love you. So that's the best I can share. I'm not going to talk about that right now, but I appreciate the question.
What did you think that the jury came back less than 30 minutes?
I'm grateful that they did their responsibility, and I'm grateful for a verdict.
Brandon, where do you go from here?
I'll continue moving forward with my life. I have a beautiful wife. I have wonderful family. I have so much wonderful family that's waiting back there. I'll go back to anonymity, hopefully, and just live my life and be another person who tries to do the right thing in the right situation. And I want to say thank you to all the people who did the right thing, who came in, who gave up their time and participated in the process. There's a lot of people who don't get any thank yous that give up their time. And so I just want them to know I'm grateful.
I am grateful that I am standing next to this man right now.
Thank you,
Grateful
guys.
that he's here.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great day.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I've talked enough.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So that was that was really nice. He's such a well-spoken, intelligent, kind individual. So
Yeah.
In case you didn't hear those questions, because it was a little soft, Nate was the first one. He said, "Have you forgiven Lori?" And he said, "It's a process." Now, where were you in that? Because obviously the camera
down and to the left, like about 10 o'clock.
Okay. All right.
But also down on the ground, so 2 feet lower than that camera angle.
Gotcha. And were you shooting video? That
I was, and my camera said Joe Schmo's live, but I wasn't live and it wasn't recording anything. So.
That's okay. That's when it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So
I was there.
You were there. All right. All right. So have you forgiven Lori or something to that effect? And Brandon says it's a process. Excuse me. And then a woman closer to you, Joe, said something about validation. Is this validation for what happened? He says he's not going to talk about that. And then,
wait, are you sure that question he wasn't going to talk about? Was it about Melanie? Do you think Melanie should be charged, or is that another question later? He was definitely asked if he thinks Melanie should be charged.
Oh, geez, I missed that altogether.
That may be the validation question. Maybe you misheard the validation question.
Let's go back to that then.
It was. Do you think Melanie should be charged?
Oh, okay. I thought. Okay, let's hear that again. Let's see.
Do 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 do.
Oh, wait. Sorry. I'm looking at the other screen.
There's so many moving parts to this.
I know there really are. Okay. Well, you didn't really need to see it. All you had to do is just listen to it, right?
It makes our society better. So thank you for coming and supporting me in this, for all of you who have. And we're grateful today for those who let us have our due process. So thank you. It's a process. I will do my best. It's something that I believe if you give away your hatred to the Savior, I would tell you that there is more room for joy and love for your family, for your friends, for those who do love you. So that's the best I can share. I'm not.
Yes. Brandon, do you believe Melanie should be charged for this case or in this case? All right, let me change that. I heard validation. All right. Do you believe Melanie should be charged in this case? That's huge.
Yeah, it is.
It changes everything. I heard validation. Do you have validation? Melanie should be charged in this case. And then he says, not going to talk about it.
I'm going to talk about that right now, but I appreciate the question.
All right. And then, well, let's see. What do you think of the 30-minute verdict?
The jury came back less than 30 minutes.
I'm grateful that they did their responsibility, and I'm grateful for a verdict.
Brandon, where do you go from here?
I'll continue moving forward with my life. I have a beautiful wife. I have wonderful family. I have so much wonderful family that's waiting back there. I'll go back to anonymity, hopefully, and just live my life and be another person who tries to do the right thing in the right situation. And I want to say thank you to all the people who did the right thing, who came in, who gave up their time and participated in the process. There's a lot of people who don't get any thank yous that give up their time. And so I just want them to know I'm grateful.
I am grateful that I am standing next to this man right now.
Thank you,
grateful
guys.
that he's here.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah, I bet you Jenny's grateful that she's standing next to him. Yeah, I mean, phew.
Yeah,
Did they?
he's
They
a,
did. Go ahead.
no. You go.
I said they did not know each other at that point in time, right?
I believe not. Yeah,
Because the divorce, they started to get divorced, meaning Melanie and Brandon started to get divorced in July. He's on his own. October 1st, he moves in. Right. Right.
he
Yes.
actually moved. He actually moved in early so he could have the kids, so he could take the kids when she went up to Idaho.
Right. Because he signed the lease in September, and I think
Right.
the 25th, 26th, 27th, something that like that, he moves in.
Yep.
And then, of course, October. I think that's when the divorce was finalized. Was in October, end of October. I believe. Yeah.
Right. And this I have on good sources that I haven't verified myself, but I will trust the sources.
Mm-hmm.
He got with his current wife before he won his $12 million lawsuit. So she's not like a gold digger at all. She was there before all that. So that's I wondered, honestly, like, okay, he's got this, attractive wife and he's won a $12 million lawsuit. Go ahead and put that question back up.
It was just saying how much Florida PI Sam admires you
for
the dedication you've put into bringing everyone your firsthand knowledge.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Florida PI Sam. I appreciate that a lot.
Sorry. Yes. Yes. Yep. He said that in his testimony, Northwest.
Yeah.
That is correct. Yep.
Northwest always bringing the tea.
I'm telling you,
Always
Northwest.
with the facts.
I'm calling you the Library of Alexandria, or the Alexandria Library. You have so much knowledge about everything. I am ashamed to even consider myself a human being. What I know pales in comparison. All right, so that was that. Oh, you know what? Then we went to you. Here, let's go to you. And we did come to you. Yeah.
Close your eyes.
Yeah, then we come to you.
I'm still learning.
It's okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. Then we go to you because you were live. So we're like, well, let's go check out Joe.
This is after the press conference.
Yes.
See, the jury deliberated so fast that my frozen bottle of water is still mostly frozen. Because in Arizona,
the audio is weird. I got to work on that.
I usually thought
I don't remember it being echoey. Maybe it's me right now. I don't know.
Or like the prison for the disrespect she shows. Yeah, that's the funny thing is she was extremely disrespectful to Judge Baresi.
I had my mic on still, and then I turned it off. So that's me. That's me. I think I turned it off eventually.
Or sentence her. She's trying to have him removed or replaced.
So that's me, not you.
Unsuccessfully. And the last time she filed in his court.
You should have told me to straighten my tie. My tie is all loose and stuff.
The denial came down this morning.
I think somebody, I forget who it was. Maybe I forget who said, Joe, do you have 3 shirts on? So.
Right? I have 2 shirts on, but the tie, like the loose tie, makes it look worse. But it's a really slick tie, so the knot does not stay tied unless I do like a double Windsor, and I wasn't taking the time to do a double Windsor knot. Not today.
Gotcha. I like what's the bracelet?
That's justice for Tylee, JJ, and Charles.
Yep. Gotcha.
I wore that the entire trial. Every day.
And where did you get that?
That was from Kay, actually. Kay brought those into court last trial.
Cool. Nice. All right, let's listen to what Joe has to say.
Oh, let's not.
Oh, come on. It's fun.
See, if the reporters are still here, I'm going to still be here. Show you all those people over there waiting for Ms. Trina Kay. So if she shows up, I will hop down there. Hold on 1 second. So, yeah, if Trina K shows up, we'll hop down there. See, Nate looks like he's leaving. So if Nate's leaving, he may know something we don't. He was the first one in our waiting area to know. I saw him go running for his laptop and then go running the opposite way with his laptop. And I'm like, I bet a verdict's in. And sure enough, the verdict was in. Nate somehow knows these things before the rest of us. But he's packing he's got his backpack on his shoulder. See him over there? That's one of Brandon's family members that's talking to him right now. He was in court, I think, pretty much every day. I know definitely for closing arguments yesterday, and some other days I believe as well. So Nate's taking a drink also. Goodness, it is dry out here. Oh, thank you. Thank you for lots of love and hugs from Scotland. Scotland is where my family's from. Well, I'm a mutt. I'm a mix of all kinds of things through my family, but my family name and the majority of my blood comes from Scotland. Then, anyway, thank you for that. Natalie Huber's in the house. So we're just waiting right now to see if Trina K shows up. So now Tosh is over there talking to the reporters. Sheriff there in the blue shirt, just to the left of the yellow poles. She is such a friendly, outgoing person and just very approachable. She came to the last 2 or 3 days of trial. She was here earlier, and then she had her life and her job to get back to. But then she's been here like the last 3 days, and she's actually came early the last 2 days and sat with us on the steps in the early morning hours to get in. So we've gotten to know her a little bit better. She's gotten to know us a little bit better, and she's just a really cool human being. Goodness gracious, I wish I could see the chat better. It's a little tiny. Let's see. Hi, everybody in chat. I'm just chilling out, waiting. Not ready to pull the plug yet. Apparently, StreamYard pulled the plug right when I was getting ready to go live, and Dizzy had the streams all set up to go, and I clicked on the link, and it said no valid upstream support or something, maybe. Yeah, Nate's leaving, and these guys are taking their cameras off. It is. I'm live right now. Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just letting you know. It is that sidewalk, sitting down there in front of the cameras, was burning my phone.
Yep. I was recording in my phone, like when I was talking to her, talking to her. She was like, it just shut
So it looks like Trina K's not going to speak to the media, I guess.
Not till after sentencing, she said.
Okay. All right, so we have that answer.
Yeah.
After sentencing.
That makes sense. Wait till it's all done and wrapped up. I'll be back for sentencing for sure.
I will be.
So is that Tosh?
Put in my calendar so I don't miss it.
Yeah.
Who were you talking to at that time?
Yeah, that was Tosh.
Tosh.
So It's spelled TASS, but she explained it today to me in a way that I will never forget. So her full name is Natasha, Natassja.
Oh.
So she uses the TASS from Natasha, but it's pronounced Tosh. But she also said people call her Tass all the time and she doesn't get offended. She doesn't take offense. She's just such a cool, laid back, down to earth.
Right.
Laid back, down to earth. Let's get it right. Laid back, down to earth person. And she said, so inside information, and this may be a preview into the interview that we have, in the near future. She said that she was one of the 2 candidates for jury foreman. That was down to her and another guy, and they did rock, paper, scissors, and she lost Rochambeau.
Ah, interesting. I cannot wait for you to have that interview. We will definitely be watching. That's going to be a good one. Let's see what else.
Wait, you got to keep playing that interview because there's something that happens like a few seconds after that, right?
Oh, sorry.
You may have to bloop up to like 2020.
Okay, hold on. Bloop bloop. Let's see.
I'll just tell Alexa. Alexa, remind me to go sentencing on the 25th.
So that's Nate, and that's Nate's producer.
Yeah, I see Nate.
His producer is off to the right, and that's some random dude who I have no idea who it is. That's off to like the lower left from that triangle right there that they have.
Okay.
But I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to shout at Nate until he's done talking to this dude, and the opportunity arises.
Ah, okay. I hope we caught this. I hope I stuck with you long enough. Oh boy. Okay. Don't shoot me if I didn't.
Talk about?
Oh.
Oh no!
Damn it! I didn't stick with you. Shoot! Oh man, that's what I said. I don't remember that, so I don't think I stuck with you.
Oh my gosh!
I'm sorry.
Do that.
Well, wait. You have it on your channel, right?
Yes, I do.
All right.
If you pull up my post verdict reaction video and go to like 2020.
All right, hold on. Let's see.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
All
right. I've stuck with this. I've stuck with this guy long enough. I'm gonna pull the plug. And actually, I've done that. Like I did that today. Did that today. I was live on that video where the entire media horde was waiting for Pam Hicks and Mr. Abernathy, and I always forget his first name, at the bottom of the ramp when they came out, and they like pounced on him. And I was not a part of that, but I was filming it, and I went live with it. And then I'm like, okay, I need to stop this live and start a new live for the press conference. And if I had just stuck with that live for another 2 minutes, I would have captured so much more stuff. And I didn't, because I had the technical difficulties. So lesson learned. Yeah. I'm always learning lessons.
I know every day. What did I say earlier? I'm like, always keep it rolling, get the raw footage, keep it rolling. And here I cut you off.
You did.
All right. I'm going to redeem myself. Here we go. So we're at 1936. Does that sound about right?
All right.
Is that good?
You could go forward like 30 seconds, but we can sit through it.
All right. Let's watch Nate pack up.
There you go.
I thought you meant like you were talking to like the
so that's Tosh. That's Tosh's voice to my right.
Yeah. No, that's what I. Yeah.
Oh, it is?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
We're just having a conversation.
And they're probably like, so where are you guys going for lunch? We're going to go over to Los Favoritos.
All right, guys. So we'll wrap it up in a second here. I want to see if Dan will say hi to you guys, though. So pointing. Let's go over a little. There we go.
You're like stalking him from like 50 feet away.
Right?
I love it.
Hey, Nate, say hi to my channel.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Nice.
He said he's a good guy. He said he's a good guy about me. I'm like, that's high praise from Nate because
Okay, everybody, that about wraps it up for here. We've got the obligatory high from Nate, so we're ready to call it, wrap it, and head home. So thanks everybody for dropping in. Thanks for your support. I appreciate it. And I'll do a wrap tonight with Trial TV Live. We'll do a stream
No
of
way.
wrap
Are we
tonight.
gonna
I
do
mean,
that?
obviously everybody knows about the verdict, so we're not going to announce anything that's like breaking news. But there's still some things to talk about. So that'll be 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. So catch everybody on the flip side.
Whew. Aren't you glad we didn't wait till 9 p.m. Eastern?
Yes, I
Yeah.
am. Yeah. All right, that was fun. That was. I'm so sorry that I cut you off live, but
It's all good.
I'm
It's
glad
all good.
I'm glad we saw that. That's cool. Yeah, Nate, you got a shout out from Nate. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's high praise because he's LDS. So being a good guy like holds a different standard. Plus, he's also a very dedicated investigative reporter. So that was high praise. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Nate, if you're watching, I appreciate you. I doubt if you are though.
If this somehow makes it back to you, Nate, we all, this whole community, both sides of the aisle here, we definitely appreciate what you do, what you have done, what you continue to do, and in bringing that whole cult down. So,
yep.
Let's see. Want to get to some questions?
Yeah, let's answer some questions.
If you guys have questions, do a QQQ. Let's see. We looked at this. We saw that one already. Danny Hull says, I was surprised that fast. Pleased for jurors to make the suffering for the families and victims to start healing and move on from this evil person. Hearts, hearts, hearts for the jurors.
Right. You know what? That was Lori's last statement, though. It's been 6 years. Let's begin the healing. I think our version of healing and her version of healing are two different things. So,
yeah,
we get our version. Brandon gets his version. Charles gets his version, even though he's no longer with us. But yeah, healing. Absolutely, Danny. Absolutely.
Yeah, and Lori said every family has tragedy. This was a family tragedy. She said that exact same thing, I think, with Charles. She said that was a family tragedy. That reminded me what you said about. Let me find it. Brandon was saying. Hold on. Why do we do this? Right. So why? So some ask why. Why do we do this? And he said we owe it to those who are victimized. We want to hold those accountable. Yeah. So that answered the question because we were kind of thinking that too. Sometimes but some people in our chat were like, why? And not mean or viciously or whatever. But it's like why do this? The woman's already 3 life sentences. Charles. Well, he didn't know that Charles was going to that trial that was supposed to go together. So he didn't know that, but. She's already serving 3 life sentences. Why do this? Why put the taxpayers through this? Why put yourself through it? But he's like, no, he's doing it for Tylee. He's doing it for JJ. He's doing it for Tammy. He's doing it for Charles. He's doing it for all of them.
Yeah.
So let's see. Can hide that. Do that. Brandy asks if Lori appears at the sentencing, we will see again. 7:25. Yep. 9 a.m. Friday. Judge B has allowed till noon for 2 sentences as well as impact statements. Yes.
We will see again.
We will see her again.
You will see me again. I'll be there.
Well, will we see you again? I guess.
You will.
Yeah.
I will be there.
Susie says, I noticed the very strong voices of Juror 6 and the guys by him stating yes to is this your verdict? They were convinced.
Yeah, like I said before, I can't put too much weight on the strength of their response in that immediate situation. But Juror 6 definitely was one of those who was paying attention. So it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Hosanna says, I have a question. Do you know the American Crime Story and Aurora Gagnon?
Gagnon.
Gagnon. Isn't Lori like these women? I am not at all familiar with that.
I am not. Nope. Maybe we should check it out sometime.
Yeah. All right, Hosanna. Let's see. Ohio Palm Mom, member for 2 months. Maybe not the kid since mom is a co-conspirator. I think I may have pulled that up earlier. Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
That is true.
Yep. Agreed.
Let's see. Oh, wait. Did widespread just pop up there? Did I just do that? Oh, did we answer the angry Lori question? Yes. We did not. So let's get to that. Okay. Yes.
I couldn't see Lori's face at all during this entire thing, so I have no idea if she was angry or not. She appeared relaxed and resigned to her fate, if you will. Like she knows what's coming. She knew what was coming. I don't know that she expected it in like a half an hour. Like none of us did.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. I wonder what she actually thought. Like, because again, Charles was under 2 hours, right? That came back in under 2 hours.
No, Charles was actually between 3 and 4 hours.
Oh, 3 and 4 hours. Okay.
But by the time it was all said and done, it was like 3:52 or something like that.
Gotcha. Just so everybody knows, there's a thunderstorm rolling through right now. So if we do crap out,
we will look for you to have portaled. We will look for you to have portaled to the Maricopa County Jail Estrella unit.
Right. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there was.
Oh yeah. I love thunder. I love it.
I love it too, but not when I'm streaming. Now I don't want to get knocked off. All right, Barry Adams. House long to Melanice arrested by close of business day tomorrow, and Lieutenant Ray picks her up himself.
Well, it depends on which jurisdiction wants to pick her up first, but I think probably Trina K may have first rights to her because it's Gilbert Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's within. Okay, I'll say this. I think it's within a month of sentencing. I don't think they're going to do it before sentencing because they don't want to disrupt that sentencing process. Mm-hmm. So it'll be by end of August. That's my prediction right there.
I hear you. I have a question for Chad. I'm sure Northwest will probably know this answer. How long, and I could look it up too, but I don't want to. I want to give it, let the chat. This is going to go over to the Donna Adelson trial. How quickly was it that after Charlie got convicted, did they pick up Donna?
Oh, that's a good question.
And I kind of remember, but I'll let somebody else in the chat answer that question. All right. Lee T says, should we take bets on how many motions Lori will file before sentencing? That's a good one.
That is a good one because Judge Boreski denied her motion to have him removed and replaced. Mm-hmm. And then she tried it again. So he moved it to Judge Green and Judge Green denied it. So then she filed motions to have Judge Green and Judge Boreski removed and replaced. Right. And then Judge Wine heard those and denied those. So the next motion is going to be for the removal of Judge Boreski and Judge Green and Judge Wine by imaginary courts like the Maricopa County Court of Appeals.
Jamie, can she still be filing motions?
Oh yeah, you can file motions till, if you're on death row, you can file motions until they pull the plug or inject you or whatever.
Right.
You can file the motions you want, but part of the problem is Judge Boreski said, file me a motion that has some legal merit to it and I will hear it. Right. And she can't do that.
She can't do that unless you hire somebody or somebody takes her case. Virginia asks, Joe, did you get the impression that Lori felt good about herself and her clean hair today? All smiles.
Her smiles come through her tribulations. Like she smiles even when she knows that she's in hot water. I'll clean it up. Even when she knows she's in hot water, she will smile and she would be like, I'm still good. I'm still beautiful. I still spread love.
Right.
Like, just she knows it, but she doesn't act like it. Like I think that's part of the trait of a narcissist, that you know you're in the wrong and you still act like you're in the right. I guess that's the best way to put it. The most simple way to put it.
Yeah, still right. Now, so Miss Woozy says, how many appeals can she file? And then Florida PI Sam says the court will cut off the filings. There is a limit. So
interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Do
I
we
learn
know
something every day?
Sam, do we know what the limit is? Is it like 5, 10? Is it more than 5? Is it more than 10? Is it more than 100? To quote Lori. Oh, this is interesting, Joe. You should be able to address this. Isn't the always be smiling an LDS thing?
Not necessarily always be smiling, but always projecting a positive attitude, even if you don't feel it inside.
Right. So absolutely. Okay. So that's there is a limit. Okay. And then people were saying it was a week between Charlie's conviction and then Irish Amy. It was the 6th of November, and then Donna was arrested the 13th. So
within a week.
Yeah. So he was not sentenced. He had not been sentenced yet. I don't think, right? They didn't sentence him right there, did they? I don't remember. Even though I watched it, I don't recall. Let's see. We answered. Okay, we did answer that one. That you didn't have quite the vantage point. For the PI Sam, trust me, when they go to prison, they don't stop, and the court will shut it down.
Gotcha.
It just becomes like just a waste of everybody's time, I guess, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Deborah asks, when are you headed home?
That's a good question. Within the next week. We'll say that. Within the next week.
Okay. Charlie was not sentenced immediately. Okay. Cat for Animals, Justice for Brandon. Thank you for your coverage. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Oh boy, Miss Woozy, per Google, because that's always accurate. they have, and I'm only kidding because I use Google all the time.
I do too.
They have a right to at least one appeal. Further appeals depend on the circumstances, but second and third are rare. This is a good question. Does anyone know if Chad has filed any motions? I guess his lawyers are focused on the DP appeal.
Yeah, I know people that check that Idaho docket a lot for those, especially these 3 cases. So Koberger and Lori and Chad, and Salty saw that 64-page document and showed it to me before anybody else did. Other people did like soon after that, but I don't think Chad has. Like, that tells me they saw that, but they didn't see any others. I don't know that he has.
I'll pull this up, but it's up to you if you want to answer that or not. Where is home?
That actually answers a couple of questions. So if you saw, oh my gosh, I don't have it handy. Here we go. Yeah, we do. It's right here. So there is a P on there, and that P is for Purdue Boilermakers in West Lafayette, Indiana, which is home.
I recognize that P. Joe and I are Big Ten boys, I guess we could say.
Followers,
yeah. Big Ten followers. Sinbad SCOTUS is usually the last sayer of appeals. They send it back. I think every state has different rules. Makes sense. Northwest, always a federal habeas corpus. Let's see what else. Jermaine says, Lori will fight tooth and nail the rest of her life, but will never get this kind of attention ever again.
No, she's going to spread love for the rest of her life. That's what she's all about.
Yeah. Do you think she's going to do any interviews? Do you think she'll do any TV interviews?
She can't do them in Idaho. They don't allow them from Idaho State Prison. So if she's going to do any, it has to be before she gets extradited back up there. But I would absolutely put an entire paycheck on her doing at least one more interview before she leaves Arizona.
Gotcha. So, okay, Virginia says her appeal was already turned in, 67 pages.
Yep. 64, 67, depending on how you count them.
All right. Deborah says, do you think they may have an idea yesterday? Oh, do you think they may have had an idea yesterday about their verdict?
I honestly don't think so. That was actually my first thought when they came down in like 20 minutes today. I'm like, they must not have taken a straw poll yesterday when they got into that room, because if they had, and they would have all said guilty, and we would have had a verdict yesterday. So I don't think they did. I think they were like, we're going to elect a jury foreman, and then we're going to go home and sleep on it.
Mm-hmm. We won't know until we get a interview. Whoever's the first one to be interviewed.
Juror 15, where are you?
How many pages was the jury instructions?
I have no idea how many pages. It was maybe 20 something ish.
Yeah, because usually it takes. That's why I always guess like 2 to 4 hours, because I always figure it takes at least an hour to go through jury instructions.
Right.
Maybe 10 minutes.
I don't think they did. I don't think they went through jury instructions. I think they're all like, we know she's guilty. Let's just all turn in a piece of paper that says what we think and what we know.
Right. Virginia, yes. Anybody done, it's automatically gets, DP, you automatically get it. Yes, that is true. Oh, Aaron was going to say Publix for the P. Good, but Publix, right? You have have some interest here in Florida. Publix.
They have a better meat department and seafood department than Winn-Dixie. So when I'm doing a barbecue, I go to Publix.
That is true. They have a lot more. We go to both right now. Winn-Dixie is closer for us, but I do go to Publix often, and they just have a wider range, I suppose. They have a wider range.
Yep.
So Debbie and KY, I'm guessing that's Kentucky, but yet you're saying Indiana. So are you a transplant? Are you a mole?
Indiana, fellow Hoosier. My brother went to Purdue. Boiler up, Debbie. Boiler up.
Peoria?
That's very close to West Lafayette, Indiana. Just a short drive away.
Isn't that like a punchline for Johnny Carson? Peoria, or maybe David Letterman? How come the Midwest is always a punchline for the talk shows?
Because they deserve it.
Yeah, the flyover states. Florida PI Sam, it can be a topic of discussion sometime if you want. Sounds good.
Let's do it. I would love to do a discussion with Florida PI Sam.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Let's set that up. Okay. Deborah saying thank you to myself, yourself, and our mods. Yes.
Thank you,
our
Deborah.
Mods, our mods are fantastic on both sides of the stream.
Yep.
Pammy says they probably did, but wanted to sleep on it, as you said, Joe. Let's see. You're a Kentucky Hoosier now?
All right. So when you say the word Hoosier, it has multiple meanings. Okay. So Hoosier can be anybody from the state of Indiana, but can also be somebody who is an IU fan. Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana, which is the most hated rival of the Purdue Boilermakers. So if you say you're a Hoosier, we need to specify. We got to have like definitions outlined here.
Does that help? A Hoosier living in Kentucky?
No, that doesn't help.
Let's see. Yes, Florida PI Sam. All right, we'll work on that. Now that Lori's over, we have a little bit of time. We'll work on that. Let's see. Any questions? Yes, Boilermakers therapist. We talked about that. So it's beer. It's like a shot of whiskey, right? Dumped into a beer, like a stein of beer. And
Right.
yeah.
And there's a whole school mascot named after it.
Right. Yeah, there really is.
It was in A River Runs Through It. Remember that movie?
I do, but I don't think I ever saw it, to be quite honest.
Oh my gosh, it's one
I
of the
know.
best movies ever. It's probably top 25 on my movie list.
All
A
right.
River Runs Through It.
I'll
Brad Pitt and oh gosh, I can't name all the other actors, but Brad Pitt is in it, and Boilermakers are in it. So that makes it top 25.
Gotcha. Kim says, I really think the judge should play sick on the 25th. So her transfer gets delayed. Nice.
I have a virus and bacterial infection. I can't keep going.
Right. Are you gonna compel me? Are you gonna send a motion to compel Lori to make me show up? Debbie's from Indiana. She did go to IU. Her brother went to Purdue. So he graduated. You had kids. All right. So are you a house divided, Debbie? When you guys get together for?
That's a good question.
Kenneth coming with the Wolverines and Spartans, coming with UM and MSU.
Oh, wait, you have to pick one. You can't put two. You can't put two Big Ten schools like that on there and not say which one you're a fan of. Like, are you Wolverines or are you Spartans?
I have a friend who went to MSU, but usually UM kicks MSU's butts in football. So he roots for the UM. He's a fair weather MSU fan.
Right.
Psychosaurus, but Joe, I think we can all agree at least the Hoosiers aren't Ohio State. Go green, go white.
Right.
Careful now, Psychosaurus. Careful now. Let's see. We're going down the sports ball rabbit hole.
We are. Yes.
Yeah, Virginia, she wants out of Arizona. Yep.
Yeah, I think she does. She said, "I'm going to waive my my pre-sentencing report," which you can't do. I mean, she has to have a pre-sentencing report discussing aggravating and mitigating factors, and she wants to waive it because there are no mitigating factors in this case. Like none.
Right. Madeline, that's why I went to a small school that didn't have a big sports team. Yeah, there's some advantages to that. Or you could go to a big school that just the sports is not the focus.
Right.
Debbie, my life story through chat. I let my kids wear Purdue clothes. I really don't have a favorite.
Sweet. You should let your kids wear Purdue sports clothes. I mean, that's the best.
We know Jermaine is. We know where Jermaine lands.
Oh, Jermaine! The Pacers are up 2-1. Pacers are up 2-1.
Yes, they
are. They only need 2 more wins. Reggie Miller was the 3-point king, but he was also the 8 points in 16 seconds versus the Knicks. Like that's one of the.
I was in New York at that time. I remember that. I wasn't going for the Knicks. I was not a Knicks fan. I mean, it was okay. It was fun to be in a city where there was that. Like I was there when the Yankees won like four titles, which was it was exciting to be a part of that. But I wasn't a fan. So Ken, absolutely right about that. UM's always football, except in the 90s with who was that the 4 that they had. I can't remember their names right now. It's been so long.
The Fab Five, the Fab Four.
Yeah. Let's see. Barry Adams is a Connecticut native, so go UConn. Yeah, especially the women, right?
No. Women, yes.
I said
I'll
the
root
women.
For the UConn women, yes.
Yeah.
But not the men. Yeah.
They have puppetry. Sorry, go ahead.
Coach Hurley can, yeah. So that was our biggest moment in Purdue basketball history. Was the Final Four, 2 Final Fours ago, here in Phoenix, actually, which I came for. And UConn beat Purdue in the national championship game, and they deserved to win. They played a better game. but that, yeah.
A puppetry arts program in basketball. Puppetry arts. That's really funny.
That is.
Now we got another Pacers fan, Leslie.
Nice, Leslie.
Like how many people in your chat are Pacers fans? That's really funny.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So we started at 6 and it's 8. That's reasonable. 2 hours. That sounds about
Yep.
right. Sounds about right. All right, Joe. What's up next for you? Besides the sentencing, you're going to be floating around. You're going to go have some food tomorrow at that the favorite restaurant, Los Favoritos.
I am going to Los Favoritos probably tomorrow, maybe Saturday, and I'm going to cook brunch on Sunday. We're going to see how many people we can get to come to brunch that came here for the trial. Maybe we will have a trial watch brunch, and we'll show you some lives from that probably, if we can get that figured out. If not, we'll just eat brunch, and you guys can wish that you were there.
Nice. Anything, and then what's next on the horizon?
Going back to Indiana, and maybe I will do a Abby and Libby follow up in Delphi, and maybe I will look at the Flora 4, which is that fire that unalived 4 African American girls before Abby and Libby. Like a few months before Abby and Libby, they were in a house fire in a little town outside of Delphi. So maybe we'll look at that. I mean, we have options, but we're going to find justice for whoever next.
Right.
Justice for those 4 girls in the Flora 4 need justice. They really do.
Gotcha. All right. Last comment. Kerrville's got a throwdown with the dreaded Bulls.
Yeah, my oldest son is a Bulls fan. He was born in 91, so he grew up with Michael Jordan and the Bulls winning their 6 back to back.
Yep.
So yeah.
I absolutely loved. I love Jordan. I remember when he was in the championship with North Carolina or UNC, right? Yeah, University of North Carolina. I remember watching him. I'm like, this dude is going to be special, and he was.
All right.
I gotta
go.
Yep, Joe. Thank you so much. I'll let you go. I'll say goodbye. I'll wrap it up. So we'll thank you so much, Joe. We'll see you later.
All right. Yes. Thank you, chat. Thank you, mods. Thank you, Squeegee. I always appreciate being on here. And let's look to our next time to connect.
Absolutely.
And collab together.
Looking forward to it, Joe. Yeah.
Yep.
It has been cool, man. All right.
Take care.
Okay.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So with that, we got little Rafa Bino. Crush your head. Crush your head. No, I'm going to pet him. All right, guys. Thank you so much, Joe, for everything that you have brought to us with both trials, with Charles and now Brandon. I am so happy that we had a chance to meet and to put these co-streams, these dual streams together. I really appreciate all of your insight and your humor. Even though you are from another state that I theoretically should have a disagreement with, but I don't because I'm just not that kind of person. But anyway, Joe, it's been great. I'm really looking forward to our next collaboration. Absolutely. Please let us know when you are going to be in a courtroom. And we'll definitely connect again. So with that, thank you to Aaron. Thank you to mods, our mod squad. Thank you to Joe's mods. Thank you to everybody that straddles both. Let's see, we have Donna Adelson tomorrow. Upcoming for us is Donna Adelson tomorrow. She has a transfer. I think it's what's it called? Change of venue. She has a change of venue trial tomorrow starting at 9. So we'll be on at 8:45. That's Eastern, 8:45 Eastern. And then Carlos, California versus Carlos Dominguez. They were off today, but they are picking up tomorrow. And yesterday, Wednesday, Judge McAdams said he is expecting a verdict. He's expecting a verdict to be announced, and then they're going to go right into phase 2 on Monday. So we're done with Lori. Lori's in our rearview mirror. Goodbye, good riddance. We'll follow her sentencing, of course, but for now, we're going to pick up on Donna, and then we'll probably go back to Carlos next week, and then we'll see where that leads us. So all of that, thank you guys so much for being with us. Really appreciate you. And let me find my outro. Thanks again. Thanks to Aaron. Thank you to both mods. Thank you to Joe. And we will see you guys. Thank you to Dizzy, Forrest. I know Dizzy has done a lot on the back end, and Aaron has done a lot as well. So special shout out for you guys. Have a great night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, 8:45 for Donna Adelson. Bye.